Welcome back to SwitchCorner. It's time for our weekly look at our favourite deals across the Switch eShops. This one it is any price goes, but if you're looking for something maybe a little bit more, budget friendly, check out our weekly Thursday edition where we do focus on those games that are coming in sub $10 or your local currency. Now as always then, we do have two winners to announce today later in the video who will be winning one of two $10 eShop gift cards. If you want to enter this week, we do this giveaway every single Saturday. Just drop a comment down below, it's that simple. With that, we'll be covering the Switch eShops today for the US, Canada, UK, EU and AU. So hit subscribe if you love the Switch as much as we all do here. Join our growing family and let's get started. So this sales week I gotta say is crazy. So many new games for the first time ever on sale, so we are starting big. HUNTDOWN coming in with 30% off and the first discount we have ever seen. This 2D side-scrolling run and gun entry is just absolutely amazing, as it's taking influence from the 80s and it just works perfectly. Just think like buckets of blood, think neon, think synthwave. The characters are fun, from a badass female to a cyborg, and you'll be working your way through the city taking down different gangs. In a way, its story kind of like reminds me of The Warriors. Not sure why honestly, but yeah, it's light on story here, heavy on gameplay, and that's exactly how it should be for the genre. I had this one in a Hidden Gems video not too long back and it's absolutely worth your cash. So another first timer on sale then as well, and I'm going to be saying that a lot today in this video, but Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. Like HUNTDOWN, reviewed this on the channel too and I absolutely loved it. It's not doing anything groundbreaking here honestly as releases go, but you know what, they cleaned up the graphics and they locked out the frame rate, and that's really all I wanted. This thing is fast, it has a decent chunk of content, and it makes you realise how much we probably need another Star Wars racing game because it is seriously fast paced. Really like this one, and if you was ever tempted, maybe this 25% is going to be enough to, make you pull out the credit card. Alright, so horror fans, The Persistence. This is a really interesting, what I would call action horror. Reviewed it over on the channel and it wasn't perfect, but it's still very good. My only real challenges with it was it's a VR game and you can definitely feel that at moments in the controls. On the Switch though, I gotta say, it looks fantastic, and you're basically exploring this spaceship in first person, trying to restore power and just get yourself back home, all while being attacked by some sort of enemy that's inhabited and taken over the crew, while also that ship is floating slowly towards a black hole. Couldn't really get much worse honestly. What makes it unique though, it's the fact it's a roguelike, so every time you die it's all the way back to the beginning, but granted with new equipment and upgrades. Still not different enough for you this one? How about a second player grabs their phone or tablet running either Android or iOS and interacts with the ship's engineering system in real time as you try to survive? This is either a new feature or I just completely missed this first time around because it wasn't an inclusion when I did my review. I'm gonna head back though and absolutely check it out. This one really did make me jump a fair few times though, so just check out my full review if you're interested for a more in-depth breakdown. So a quick one now, it's a tiny sale, but Streets of Rage 4 with its first ever sale, it's only 15% off, but maybe you've been looking for an excuse to jump into this pretty incredible side-scrolling beat 'em up. As I say, really good stuff, well worth checking out, so yeah, maybe that 15% is going to be enough to push you over the edge. Alright, so a game here that caught me completely off guard, but what the golf. I went into this one with relatively low expectations and it's one of my favourite games of the year so far. Again, like most games on today's list, I've reviewed this one over on the channel, but this is a puzzle game that challenges, let's say, the golf norms. Swing that club back, prepare to shoot, only to watch your golfer go flying instead of the ball. How about a hole-in-one, where you need to hit a hole literally into the number one? What about houses flying across the map? This puzzle game just starts crazy and escalates from there, but it really is a lot of fun while knowing when to challenge you just occasionally. Really was impressed with this one though, and if you're not sure, check out the review I did, because I really do think that 99% of people out there would have a great time here. It's decently lengthy, it's got a great sense of humour, and yeah, there's really not a lot here to dislike. Okay, so now a few quickfire ones, because I have a ton of games to get through today, and I've spoken about these briefly before. Also, I'm going to tack a new one on the end. That's the highest price game on today's list by far, and then we'll get to our first winner. So first up, we've got Grid Autosport. Recently, it added online multiplayer, finally, but it's also on sale again now for the second time ever. With 30% off, this is the best racer on the Switch and well worth full price. Then River City Girls, a stunning game that, while slightly more expensive than most in the, side-scrolling beat-em-up genre, It's just, like I say, got more content than most as well. It includes like RPG elements, and that campaign is seriously impressive. 30% off, just absolutely do it. Finally then, the folks over at Digital Cyber Cherries, they have put HYPERCHARGE Unboxed on sale again with also 30% off. It's a great first person shooter. They're working hard on this one to update it constantly and listening to community feedback, so I'll support this one any chance I get. Reviewed it on the channel, I put out a couple of update videos as well, well worth a look. Finally then, the big ticket item of the week, and I'm only choosing one AAA because there's a few of them on sale, but Luigi's Mansion coming in with 30% off. Absolute masterpiece, and just so much fun, honestly. The most fun I've had on my Switch in a long time. Set out here though is Luigi, and find Mario, who is missing in like this hotel. Come for Luigi though and stay for Gooigi, who will help you solve the puzzles. I was expecting good things, but it absolutely just like delivered so much more. So our first winner of the week then, we've got Sin Hunter, who finally decided to drop the cash on the first Metro. If Sin didn't do that already though, hopefully this $10 gift card can help them out covering most of the price. They also shouted out the incredible Cydia Brass, which was, and I still think it is, at the crazy price of like $5. Congrats though, you'll find my email in the description below, so drop me a quick message to claim your code. Still a second winner to come up, but first of course more games. Alright, so one of the surprise releases of recent memory for me. I absolutely expected nothing from this game but Vitamin Connection. Reviewed it on the channel, played both single player and co-op, and it was incredible. In single player, you basically get like full control over this ship. In co-op, you're looking at one player controlling movement, the other rotation. This game though, it's coming from Way Forward, the folks behind Shantae, and this is just like multiplayer done right. Here's the idea, you're going to be looking after a family as a tablet, so they take the tablet and then you get to work taking down like invading viruses and the like. A good sense of humour though, solid visuals, and a great like poppy soundtrack. I was really impressed with this one, I've got to say, and like this is the first time it's ever been on sale, so grab it while you can for a solid 30% off. So my pickup of the week now then, The Stretchers. It's one I was curious about, but I had like zero interest in paying full price. Now 30% off, I'm willing to kind of like take the risk and jump in. My main reason behind wanting to wait, honestly, seems to be heavily focused on 2-player, and I don't really get to spend a huge amount of time like that. That said, look, reviews have been really good for it, as you basically solve puzzles as this like medical crew of sorts. Complete jobs though, expect over the top physics, and it sounds like you even get to drive the ambulance around town, which absolutely sells me even more. I'd take a look at this one if you've got like someone to play local co-op with. Want something a little bit more artsy for that Switch collection? Consider In Other Waters with 25% off. To me, this is like basically video games imitating art. Here though, you'll play as an AI who must look after a lone xenobiologist adrift in an alien ocean. She's out searching for her friend who summoned her by message to this planet. There's no action or combat or anything like that here, just a well-paced story and this like unique art style that's just so one of a kind. I'm sure it actually puts people off. It has though one of the best soundtracks I have heard in a game for the longest of time. I put out a review on this one at release and it got nowhere near the love it deserved, and I just absolutely praised it. So maybe if you fancy something very different but very slow paced, then this is not a bad way to go. What I would say though is, before you take that dive in with this 25% off, probably check out some reviews first. So another all-time low now, Overland offering 40% off, and it's one I've never really had a chance to like talk about on the channel, and that is a shame because it does come like highly recommended from me. Finally here though today, get my chance. This one is a isometric turn-based strategy where you'll find yourself working across these like small maps. Here though, you're basically taking control of a band of survivors during this road trip across a post-apocalyptic America. I actually think this one was on Apple Arcade too, but I picked it up randomly at release and I was really impressed. I especially like the low poly but very clean visual style it's bringing to the table. It took me about 10 hours to beat this one, but I gotta say it was a great 10 hours and I failed more than a few times with the challenge it throws at you. Okay, so before our second winner, a quick one for you here, but Super Mega Baseball 3, another one I've reviewed on the channel. Got to say that a lot today, which is really cool, but yeah, I'll put it out there now. Not a huge baseball fan, but this game was just so much fun. Loved literally every moment of it, from like fun batting to surprisingly like interesting moments in the field. It has this unique cartoon style which hides surprisingly like deep mechanics. Wasn't cheap at release, that's the only downfall of it, I will say, but 20% discount right now, I think it finally gets it somewhere close to what I would call reasonable for the amount of game you get. If you're a sports fan, I would probably say check this one out. So our second winner of the week then, we got Sean Klein, who's currently battling his way through the Spyro Reignited collection. They are really solid games, there's no doubt about it. Honestly, it's a top example of how you handle like a remake or remaster or whatever you want to consider this collection. Congrats Sean, drop me an email to grab your code, it is in the description down below, and everyone else, as always, drop that comment below for your chance to win this week. So our final 3 games of the week then, kicking it off strong with Bloodstained Curse of the Moon 2, recently released. First time it's ever on sale. I'm not sure how much I need to really, say about this one. It's 2D, side-scrolling, retro-influenced platforming at its very finest, so basically Castlevania. Prepare to get your ass handed to you a lot here though, because it absolutely knows how to just like destroy you. It is doing the genre and its influences justice. Great characters, great boss moments, and yeah, just don't miss out on this one. If it's one you've wanted with the current 20% off, I think that's probably more than fair to push you over the edge. It was never the most expensive game to begin with, so I was actually surprised to see it drop so quickly. So our penultimate game of the week then, TAIKO no TATSUJIN Drum and Fun. Spoke about this literally just earlier in the week on my Hidden Gem series, thanks to its unique rhythm drum gameplay, but also because you can import a literal physical mini drum for it. If not, use motion controls or the buttons themselves. It's honestly great fun in any control mode. On the last video though, I was speaking about this being an expensive addition to any library. Well, now it's gone on sale for a monster 70% off, the steepest discount it's ever seen. Tons of music here, including tracks from like Mario, Splatoon, Kirby, and then multiple difficulties. If you like rhythm games, this in my opinion is just an absolute must buy. So the final game of the week then, Dead Cells, with its biggest discount ever, 40% off. This game is just a masterpiece. As roguelikes go, this is as good as they get. Inspired by the Metroids of the world though, it has some of the best and most fluid controls out there that few games can match. It's not easy again, like a lot of today's list in fact, but this is just a really good price for what is easily considered, or at least in my opinion, one of the best games of 2017. Buy this immediately if you're one of the few people out there that for some reason doesn't own it yet. And that's it, another week down. Remember to drop your comment down below to win one of 2 $10 eShop gift cards in next week's video. The support recently as well, it's been incredible, and it's always amazing to talk to you all down below, so I always look forward to that. Then as always, like a huge shout out to the patrons of the channel who are just going above and beyond to support SwitchCorner. Truly is appreciated, so thank you all so much. If you want to check that out for yourself, you'll find it linked in the description down below. With that then, hit subscribe if you love the Switch as much as we all do here. Join our growing family, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.